In 2014, in search of a lifestyle that was closer to nature, we left our busy life in the southeast of England and moved to a remote part of Scotland. Here, our lives could be more in harmony with the flow of the seasons. This is our story.
A few weeks ago, I spent a night out at Santa Bay at the end of the peninsula, sleeping by the sea in a bivvy bag. And I thought tonight I would do something slightly different and spend the night in the woods, connecting with the earth and the spirits of the trees. So out at the beach, I slept in a bivvy bag, which I haven't slept in for probably 20 years, and I'd forgotten how uncomfortable they are. So tonight, I've got a camping hammock that I've had 15 years. I haven't used much. It is rather heavy and bulky. So I'll see how I sleep in that. But come and join me. Come and spend the evening in the woods. This is a beautifully shaded grove. Just taking a short break. That big old oak tree up there is one of my favourites. It's growing out of what we think is a Bronze Age tomb that dates back 3,000 years. So it's an impressive place to be. You can feel the spirits of the old ones in this area. And there's a little pool there where the animals come and drink, almost dried up. The track of a pretty large deer, probably a big old stag I would suspect. So this is another favourite little viewpoint, looking down on the waterfall that goes into a pool. This is the Burn, the river that actually flows past my house. So I've just followed the river line up. And as I pan up, you see we're coming into the more open area with the hills above and this stunning blue sky. There are so many delightful areas here. This is another place that I'm very fond of. Just beyond here there's what we call the goat oak. And the reason we called it the goat oak is because in the spring the wild goats have their babies here. And again, it's a wonderfully shaded spot, just a place to sit and while away some time. And do you think that branch looks a bit like the head of a goat? So I'm almost up to where I'm going to spend the night. I've got a really muddy patch to navigate in a moment. And then I'm going to a place that I call Pan's Knoll or Pan's Mound. And what it is, it's a rocky area that's covered in quite slender oak trees. And as I believe the land and everything on it is sentient, it speaks to me. It speaks to me. It's a place where the spirit of nature really does reside. If you've heard of the god Pan, which I think was a Greek god, the Celtic equivalent is known as Cernunnos. And if Cernunnos or Pan will manifest to me, will actually deign to show his face, or her face even. Because it doesn't have to be a man, does it? Interesting, that. It's a spirit of nature. And how do you assign gender to that? But if that spirit of nature decides to show itself to me, then I believe this will be the place. So who knows what will happen during the night. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over and select my spot, look for a suitable place to tie my hammock, and then as I'm hot and sweaty, I'm actually going to have a quick dip in the river, or as they would say in Scotland, a duke in the burn. So let me show you around. This is a favourite little spot with these twin waterfalls and the river running through. I'm standing on rocks in the middle of the stream where I often sit and meditate, which is a perfect place for someone like me who has such an intimate relationship with water. So this is Pan's Mound. We've got the burn running down this rocky gully, and then as we look around us, we start to see the trees. Loads and loads of small, shaped, all shapes and sizes, oak trees, growing on what is probably very little topsoil. It's probably almost all rock underneath the moss. And then coming round until we look up at the distant hills and the stunning oak trees going off further into the woods. Well, this is my setup for the night. I had intended filming putting the hammock up. It's a Hennessy hammock, but I've made a couple of rookie mistakes, and with all the American viewers I have, I didn't want to embarrass myself. So when I'm out in the woods, I like to bring whiskey. It's called Ushkabera, the waters of life. And the first thing I do is offer some to the ancients and ask their blessings. And then I offer some to the earth, sea and the sky and ask their blessings. And it's only once I've actually done that that I then help myself. Sláinte. Wonderful. So it's not all privation and hard times when I'm out in the woods. Yes, I enjoy my meditation. I enjoy my time alone. I enjoy being in this environment in such a natural way. It's an enormous privilege. I first started meditation and practicing meditation 37 years ago, and I've practiced regularly ever since. And I use various styles. My initial training was in a Buddhist tradition, but I actually have a style now where when I'm out in the open like this and I practice a meditation, it's almost as though I disappear. My body becomes one with all that is around me. And if you would like to see that and look at that video, then you'll find it just here, and you may well enjoy trying it out yourself next time you're in the woods or in the park or by the beach or even in your house, in your garden, on the balcony. That's a shame. I just tried to film something. All of a sudden I'm surrounded by bees, wild bees. These won't be a honeybee, I don't think. I think they will be probably a bumblebee species. But I wasn't quick enough to get the camera set up to do it. But this place is so alive, so full of life. One of the things that has really shifted for me is that in the last 5 years I've fell deeply in love with the land and the water. And because I fell in love with the land and the water and all the elements, the fire, the air, the 4 elements, earth, air, fire and water. The reality of it is, how could I fall in love with all that, which is the web of life, and I am part of the web of life, without falling in love with myself? And talking to you on this camera, it sounds incredibly narcissistic, but it's not narcissistic at all. Not at all. So how about you? Do you see your part of the web your part in the web of life? Do you see your connection to it? Do you actually really, really connect with the web of life? And if you connect with the web of life, do you connect with yourself? And if you connect with yourself, can you find a little bit of love for yourself? Because that's actually really important. So it's been an evening of philosophical musings. And that's what they are. They're philosophical musings. That doesn't mean to say they don't have value. I look at the world around me, I see the problems in the USA, I see the problems. We're not immune from them in the UK. We have racism, we have greed, we have hatred. And in some ways it breaks my heart to actually see that, And I use the word ignorance, not in terms of unintelligent, but I use the word ignorance in terms of not really realising who they are and their connection to the web of life itself. And that to me seems tragic. So I look around me and see this ignorance. And there's nothing I can personally do, nothing you can personally do. The only thing I can say to you is that what you can do is be true to yourself. So the day is coming to an end. I've been lying here for the last couple of hours, just listening to the burn over to my right side. The evening call of the birds. The buzzing of the bees. There are quite a number of bees around here. Just tuning in to the stillness and tranquility of this place. Finding that stillness and tranquility in myself. Because that's ultimately, I think, the goal of everybody. A sense of ease and comfort with the way they are. And what I'd suggest to you, dear viewer, is that you get out as much as you can into the beauty and stillness of the world. If you live in a town, find a quiet spot. Even if there's just dandelions growing through the pavement, moss on the wall of the building. Focus on that. It's about 11:30, and there is such a profound level of stillness. I can still see the outline of the trees, and I can see bats flying around. But the main thing is this profound level of stillness. I don't think it's possible to find that in an urban environment. There's still the white noise of the river, but there's no calling of the night birds. But everything has paused. It's quite magical. Good morning. Well, that was an interesting night, although I don't find hammock camping very comfortable. And the nice thing about it is that you've got all this mesh around you and it's really just like sleeping outside. Yeah. It was beautiful. Oh. So I think I shall have a cup of tea and then go and have my morning duke in the burn before I head off home. The nice thing, or one thing that really struck me, is how there's this wonderful smell. I'm sure I wouldn't have noticed. I haven't noticed it during the daylight, and I come here regularly. I suppose it's the smell of life. It's the smell of growing things.
Perfect place to end a wonderful night. Thank you for sharing it with me. If you wish to see more of this sort of content, then like and subscribe. And if you wish to learn more about my life, then check out these videos here.